What's the chows and chows? JHP It's Games here, and I am here with a very special video. I've been asked to look at some Fakémon slash Alolan Fakémon by a guy. What's his name again? No, I'm going to find out. His name is Lacy's Favorite. You can go and look him up on Twitter. I will leave his link in the description. I will leave their link in the description below. It's 2018, Joe. But I've been asked to look at some Fakémon by this guy, so I'm going to do it. But the fact is, this is in tribute to my good friend Chip Tribe, who is sadly leaving YouTube in the next few days. Hopefully he'll leave his channel up, so I can also link it in the description, so if the channel is archived, so you guys can go and watch his videos, because Chip is an amazing guy. Go and watch his videos now whilst you still have the opportunity to, because, the day I delete my channel, I'll give you guys 24 hours to get as many videos as you can from my channel, and then it just goes. That's what I will be doing the day I leave the platform. But Chips is probably not going to be doing that. But let's have a look at these Pokemon. So the first one here is an Alolan Vaporeon. Actually, quite nice. It's a water fairy type, as we can see. It's got little wings here and there on its legs and on its tail, so it's not bad. I mean, I definitely could see Game Freak making something like this for an Alolan Pokemon, and I kind of wish they did. I mean, I kind of wish that we had a more Alolan Pokemon than we did have with this whole Alolan Pokemon thing. I mean, it was a nice idea to show off the platform, but the fact is, we didn't really do much else with it, really. I just think it was a way to pad the numbers so they didn't get to 1,000 just yet. That's basically why I think we have Alolan Pokemon and why we have Mega Evolutions. We're trying to pad the numbers so we don't get to 1,000 just yet. But, you got to be careful about that 1,000th Pokemon. I mean, look at Vivillon being Pokemon 666. It's not a devil. But, yeah, this is an Alolan Vaporeon, and it's actually not bad. I actually kind of like that. Let's move on to the next one. This is Alolan Pikachu. I'm not exactly sure how this is Alolan Pikachu. Not going to comment on the artist. More looks like Alolan Meowstic. Just saying. More like Alolan Meowstic than Alolan Pikachu, but let's go off the Alolan Pikachu, or Alolan plus or minus, maybe even. Yeah, but let's go off the Alolan Pikachu, let's go off the Alolan Pikachu thing, because he says it's Alolan Pikachu. But, so we've got a Fire Dark type in the far left corner over here. And we've got a Ice Ground type over here on the other side. So, these are actually not bad again, but they kind of do look like other Pokemon. That's the problem here. I would have probably said Alolan Meowstic, and like the male form evolves into, the male Meowstic evolves into this, whilst female Meowstic evolves into this. Just an idea. Or Alolan plus or minus. Again, plus or Alolan plus or here. Alolan minus here, that kind of thing. More my kind of thing, just based on the drawings alone, that's what they kind of look like. But yep, Alolan Pikachu, quite nice. These very interesting typings. Not sure how they'd work with what Pikachu is, but definitely could work. Definitely could see that happening. Anyway, let's have a look at the next one. This is an Alolan Shinx. And this is a very vivible, very naturally seeable Alolan Shinx. You can actually see that rather nicely, and it looks a hell of a lot like what I think an Alolan Shinx would look like. This is Fire Ice, and it does look a lot like a Shinx. So it does actually work out really nicely for what it is. The typing, I'm not exactly sure about. I mean, Shinx, it could work. I mean, actually, Shinx is not that bad. I mean, if you messed about with its stats, made it into like a special attacker, which would make it different from regular Shinx, because regular Shinx, Luxray, and Luxio are physical. it could actually work as it could actually work. Hell, maybe even draft league viable. No one ever drafts a Luxray. Maybe a Alolan Luxray could be amazing. But yeah, this is Fire Ice type. It's actually rather nice, and I actually kind of like it. Yeah, definitely. Let me know your opinions of any of these Fakémon down in the description below. Also, if you have your own designs for Fakémon, again, hit me up on Twitter at JoesPHGames. I may make other videos in this series if this video gets support. If this video gets support, I will look for more Fakémon from Lacy's favourite, and I will also look for Fakémon from the rest of the world too, because I like Fakémon. I mean, I just played Uranium, so that pretty much shows that I like Fakémon. And let's go on to the next one. Alolan Shinx here, very nice. There we go. We have Alolan Zubat. Now, as we can see, Zubat does not have this Alolan Zubat does not have eyes, and same with regular Zubat. Regular Zubat does not have eyes. Regular Zubat relies on its ears to sense its surroundings using sound waves, and the same with this one probably. This is a grass poison type. A very actually visible grass poison type. Yep, I could actually see Alolan Zubat as a grass poison. I could see Alolan Zubat as a grass poison type. Definitely could see that working. I mean, regular Zubat would be super effective on Alolan Zubat, but definitely could work. I mean, maybe you give Leech Life back to. Maybe you give Leech Life back, or maybe this explains why you gave Absorb to Zubat. I mean, the only reason why I see Zubat getting Absorb in 7th Gen is basically to say, well, we kind of kicked ourselves in the foot by making Leech Life actually good now. So Leech Life is good now, and we can't give that to Zubat from the start. So what do we do? Absorb? I mean, that's a grass-type move that doesn't really do anything. There we go. But just doesn't really work with a Zubat, really. Absorb. How would it absorb things? Just a question I've always wanted to ask of Zubats and Absorb. But Leech Life is a good move, but sadly now, and they kind of kicked the pot by, instead of inventing a new move for Leech and adding Leech Life's effects, they decided, you know what? We'll just make Leech Life good. And now Zubat can't learn it anymore. But Alolan Zubat, very nice. You can see the good shading here. You see the poison off its wings, which is really cool. And possibly a leaf round its neck as well, to sort of show off that grass typing. And it's also got tangles here, vines here. Yeah, vines. There we go. That's what the word is, Joe. Vines. So there we go. That is image number 4 that I've been asked to show. Okay, so the next one I've been asked to show are starters. Let me see if I can bring them in down so they can all be in shot. It's really hard to do it with some of these. But there we go. Okay, so let's first talk about Alolan Bulbasaur, because I like James. James is a good Bulbasaur. And let's take a look at Alolan Bulbasaur. Kind of looks like Mega Camerupt, we'll admit, with the volcano on top. Kind of looks like a smaller version of Mega Camerupt. But I actually really like it. And that I definitely could see the typing. Fire Ground, definitely could see it for... if we're going for opposite typings, since Fire Ground, Bulbasaur is definitely, Bulbasaur's Grass Poison, Alolan Bulbasaur, Fire Ground, very much could work opposite typings. Then we also have Alolan Squirtle here, which is a Grass type. It looks like sort of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and definitely works as a Grass type. Definitely like the idea of it. It's Leaf Neckerchief there. Very much very much seen that. Definitely different from the Delta Pokemon in Insurgents. Wow, if you've seen what Delta Squirtle, Charizard, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur are like in there, because Delta Squirtle is Dark Fighting, Delta Charmander is Ghost Dragon, and Delta Bulbasaur is Psychic Fairy. So those are interesting typings for there, and these are interesting typings too. I actually kind of like them. And finally up top we have a Alolan Charmander. It is Water type, which is interesting. I'm guessing it's got a very long tail, and that I'm guessing that would be used to propel Alolan Charmander through the water. Maybe there will be like a Pacific brand of Charmander that actually kind of like being near Brooklet Hill. And the Alolan Bulbasaur like to be near the Fire Trial, and you could find Alolan Squirtle in the lush jungle. So you could possibly find all three of these Pokemon on the second island, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Ula? Was it? Might be an Ula. Anyway, not important. But yeah, definitely can see that. I definitely can be seeing those as a thing. Let's take a look at the next ones. Okay, so we got Alolan Mime. Wait, no, hang on. Now we do. Okay, so now we have Alolan Mime Jr. here. And yeah, definitely could see this being a thing. Definitely could see this being more like a hula dancer kind of thing. We can definitely see that from the hula dress down here. It's got a nice neckerchief there, and the top of its head is a flame, which is very, very interesting. It's a fire type. Definitely could see this being an actual thing, especially around the fire trial. If we're talking about dancing with fire, I mean, look at this thing. This thing would literally dance around, would be doing fire dances. So definitely could be a thing. Definitely would be picking one of those up. I wonder what Alolan Mr. Mime would look like if based on this. I wonder what Alolan Mr. Mime would look like, and how one would evolve Alolan Mr. Mime based on this. Maybe, just maybe, here's an idea. Alolan Mime Jr. learns Fiery Dance, and that's what evolves him into Alolan Mr. Mime. Just an idea. But there you go, that is Alolan that is Alolan Mime Jr. Damn, Lacy, you need to draw Alolan Mr. Mime now, because I actually kind of want to see it. And finally, and next we have Alolan Eevee and Alolan Ferret. So, Alolan Eevee is Ghost Normal, whilst Alolan Ferret is Dark Normal. The camera cuts off. That's not me, that's Lacy. But definitely can see it. There's definitely can see it. I mean, look at how sad Alolan Eevee is. Definitely is a very sad Pokemon. Kind of really upset. I mean, you could definitely see that it's lost someone, and that's why it's became Alolan. It's lost someone important in its life, and it's also come to Alola, and now it's Ghost Normal type because of the depressing place where it would be. Probably the supermarket near the Pokemon League. You know, that abandoned supermarket with the Mimikyu trial. That's possibly where you pick up this Alolan Eevee. And then a bit further along near Po Town, you'd probably pick up this Alolan Ferret here. I was thinking maybe a Alolan Ferret would be a bit more dark, you know, a bit more dark, bit more sinister, bit more snidey, really, you know, because I always see dark types as like you would notice this thing is evil. Oh, that's the kind of thing. But then maybe I'm not looking at this right. I mean, it's got a bandit's mask. So possibly, and you could possibly see it being evil and it being like a Alolan Persian. I mean, maybe you get U-turn or actually no, wait. If anything would get Parting Shot, this is the thing. A Alolan Ferret would definitely get Parting Shot. I definitely could see it doing Parting Shot or U-turn. Definitely could see that. It like looking like a thief in the night, so like can switcheroo your items. It can try and steal your items away with thief or covet. So it does more damage to you because because you have an item or something like that. So definitely could see that using the fact that you have an item being a bit of a punishment to you. Definitely could see that. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong about, and maybe I'm actually getting to like Alolan Ferret. So Alolan Ferret, Alolan Eevee here as well. So let's move on to today's final one. But if you guys want to see more of these, let me know in the comment section down below. Although, Lacy, if you're up for a challenge anytime, just want to mention it. Show me Banite. Now, Banite is the Pokemon that I always thought should evolve from a male Coneby, because I always think a male Coneby not evolving is wrong, and it should evolve. So I want to see if someone can actually draw this. I want to see if someone can actually draw the male Coneby evolution, because I always thought it should be called Banite, and it should be either Bug Steel or Bug Fighting type. And basically, it's doing whatever it can to defend its queen. That's basically the theme I want to give it. It's doing everything it can to defend its queen. Vespiquen is its queen. So that's why it became Bug Steel or Bug Fighting. I'm not exactly sure which one it would be. It may be down to artist's interpretation. I always thought Bug Steel, but now I'm starting to think Bug Fighting could work too. So I would definitely like to see what the male Coneby evolution would look male Coneby evolution would look like, because I always think there should have been one in the first place and there never was. So just an idea. Show if you're into drawing this. Let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to see if you can do it. I'd love to see it. I would absolutely love to see it. Fine. Anyway, and I will make a video for it. So let's go on to that final drawing now. Okay, so this final one is Alolan Sneasel and Alolan Weavile. Oh. So it evolved with a Thunderstone from Sneasel into Weavile, and also is Dark Electric type. Yeah, definitely. You definitely can see that. Changing the Scarf and Claws to Electric type definitely works for Sneasel. Definitely still looks dark and sinister, which I think all Dark types should look like. They should look like they should look evil, because Dark in Japanese is evil. The Dark type in Japanese, if you translate it to English, if you translate what their definition of dark, what they say is dark, it'd be considered the evil type. So yeah, definitely could see these being these things do look quite evil. So definitely could see that. So there it is. Probably would say like Thunder Punch is definitely a move you'd probably learn a lot. You'd probably see a lot of these things run, because they look more physical. That's the thing about Sneasel and Weavile. They are physical attackers. They always look like they're going to be physical attackers. You can't change how they look to fit a more special typing with Sneasel and Weavile. They kind of are always going to be physical. So you're going to see things like Thunder Punch run on. You'd see things like Thunder Punch run on this. You'd possibly see a Night Slash knockoff, that kind of. Definitely knockoff. Everyone loves knockoff in Draft League. So definitely I mean, if you gave these things roughly round about the same stats as Sneasel and Weavile have right now, definitely could work. The thing is, like, I've seen people pick Sneasel up in draft league because they wanted Weavile and they didn't pick up. They couldn't pick up Weavile because Weavile got taken, so they picked up Sneasel, and Sneasel did the work pretty nicely as well because of Evilite. So yeah, and the fact that they're really, really quick on their feet. So Sneasel is actually faster than Weavile. So it can definitely do the work really nicely, can Sneasel, at Focus Sash. Yeah, Focus Sash Sneasel is really cool in Draft League. And Weavile also benefits from a Focus Sash as well. Maybe give them a bit more defense. Maybe give them a bit more defense so they can actually take a hit. Because that's the one thing about Sneasel and Weavile. They can never take a hit. And it's kind of annoying because of that. They can never take a hit. So maybe that's one way to buff up the stats a bit. They can take a bit more of a hit. Because, you know, you're always having to rely on the Focus Sash or the Evilite if you're with Sneasel with these Pokemon. But there we go. Those are the Alolan Pokemon I have been asked to look at by Lacy's favourite. So go and check them out on Twitter. Link in the description below if you want to see more of Lacy's Pokemon. They are there for you guys. If you want to see me talk about more of Lacy's Pokemon, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will make another video on this. I do actually have another bunch of Fakémon. I have a bunch of Fakémon they've made that I wouldn't mind doing a special video for. I also can look at their other drawings too of non-Pokemon things if you want to see that. But I would definitely like to talk about more Fakémon things, more that kind of thing. And Lacy, if you're up for the challenge, you know, make a male Combi evolution. Show me what a male Combi evolution would look like. I gave you a premise of the fact that it always wants to defend its queen. It's doing everything it can to defend its queen. And, you know, I don't know exactly how it would evolve. Again, that's down to artist's interpretation. But it'll also be bug fighting or bug dark. You know, bug steel or bug fighting. Those are the two things I think it would look like. Or based on the premise of it's always trying to defend its queen. I mean, to tell you the truth, Benite, if it was bug steel, would be like... Bug steel would be like in a suit of armor. You know, the B would be in like a sort of like a Carablast in a way. Yeah, sort of like a Carablast in a way. A Escavalier, that's the one. Escavalier. Or if it's bug fighting, like... Actually, I don't think there is a bug... Is there a bug fighting type? I don't think there is a bug fighting type. But, you know, with like muscles and stuff like that. My Chop has muscles and stuff like that. That's the kind of premise I'd go off, the fact that this bee would have kind of like muscles and stuff like that. And be kind of tough to defend its queen. So there we go. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the ideas of these Pokemon, and what you think of these designs. But until next time, I'm JoesPH Games. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will make more videos if there is support. Only if there is support. If people don't like this idea, then there might only be one of these. But hopefully, more people might like this. People might like this idea. So I would definitely like to see more. But until next time, I'm JoesPH Games. Mingala Pokemon get Laza. Everybody get Pokemon. Good night.